I think that it all started with antique stores. There was just always this feeling whenever I walked into one. I started noticing it when I was about 11. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted more of it. That near reverent hush that accompanied every antique store. The things that were precious to real people who have lived real lives stacked all around me. The extra thick dust on the bookshelves. I would take my friends to my favorite antique store. Some of them would feel it too, but most of them wouldn't. When I was 14, I bought this mason jar from the year 1911. That's when I was hooked. When I was around old things, I felt like I was inhabiting a different time and place. I tried to get in touch with this feeling as often as I could. I became a complete history nerd, and I started frequenting antique stores as much as humanly possible. I loved it, and I wanted more of it. This system worked really well for a long time, and then one day I accidentally happened upon an urban exploration forum online. I started seeking out old and decrepit buildings regularly. That same feeling, that chill that I get from reading history books or going to antique stores is strongest in in abandoned buildings. For me, there's this complete exhilaration and thrill to being in a space that has been left behind by the progress of the world. These spaces have often not changed in decades, and they've often been left in squalor to be picked up by people passing through. I became involved in an online community of individuals who feel the same way and try to experience it as much as possible. The Urban Explorers. It was really reassuring to me to find this community of people who all feel the same way that I do. Sometimes urban exploring is a bit of a gamble. Recently, I went looking for a spot that was supposed to be an amazing bit of Utah history. Half a tank of gas, and several hours later, I found out that the spot I was looking for had recently been demolished. Instead, I happened upon a remote tourist destination where I found a gift shop and acquired a consolation postcard. For some time now, a lot of friends have been telling me about Thistle, Utah. Thistle was this little town south of Spanish Fork, Utah, on US Highway 89 that was hit by a landslide in April of 1983. It was this little railroad town that was suddenly just washed away. I decided to check out what remains there for myself. This spot was surprisingly easy to find, although there's really not much left of the town. While I had anticipated being able to explore the structures, the only houses that I was able to find were immersed in a swamp. A bit of a gamble, yep. Even from afar, the destruction that this area experienced is still evident, even more than 20 years later. I think this is what I love the most about urban exploration. It allows individuals to access past feelings and experiences in a personal and relevant way. In some ways, these experiences allow us to feel and learn about people who've gone before and take a piece of it with us on our own journeys. And I love that.